Hi folks, welcome to one more episode of 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐞 Knowledge. Today I'm going to talk about 5 supply chain CV mistakes you must avoid. On LinkedIn, I get 3 to 4 messages every day, and most of the messages asking about 2 things. Can you help me find a job? Or can you look into my CV and help me improve to increase my chances of getting a job? On the first one, I cannot help to find you a job, not now, maybe in future. I'm thinking of something to do on 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐞 to partner with somebody, but I can help you in this episode. There's a 5 common mistakes you should avoid, and those learning has come from 15 years of a management experience. I have reviewed about more than, I think, 200 CVs. And after looking into those 200 CVs, these are the 5 common mistakes which I would recommend you to avoid. The first one, the career objectives is far too long. Yes, it is recommended to write a career objectives, but you have to be very clear what is your career objective is. I have seen career objectives which is starting from I want to be an analyst, and then wants to become a supply chain manager, then I want to be a director, and then I want to go to the moon and with Elon Musk and drive a Porsche there. I mean, it's too confusing. What you need to do is to be very focused what you want to do next, because you're applying for the job which you want to do next, or maybe the one after. So if you are going for a job as a supply chain manager, then you should focus on, I want to be an end-to-end supply chain manager. I want to get a greater experience. Maybe I get involved into a strategic role and then move to a position of the executive management, right? So be very clear and concise in writing your career objective. The second biggest mistake I've seen, the CVs are not customized to the job you're applying. What people generally do is they make one CV and then they fire into every possible opportunity they see on LinkedIn or the job portals or wherever, and I think is a bad strategy. So if you're applying for a job of a demand planner, then your CV should be designed around the job of demand planner. So your experience, your responsibilities, your key achievements, testimonials, most of the things should be mentioning about what you have done as a demand planner. So if you are trying to throw in activities or responsibilities of procurement or a warehouse team leader, it's not going to work. So basically you are wasting space, you're wasting time of the reader. One thing I can tell you as well, that most of the hiring managers, they don't have time. So they generally get, if they don't hire a agency who can basically sift through the CVs, they get 400 to 500 CVs for every job, and it is far too many. So what you need to do, you need to stand out, and to stand out you have to be super precise of what you are aiming for. The third one, which is the most common one, which I give a feedback when I review the CV, is the super long list of responsibilities. Like for one job I did for about 3.5 months, and I've done 20 different things. And the people who work in supply chain, they know that you cannot be responsible for that many things. What we are interested is what are the essentially things you have done, not what your team has done, or maybe you work for the part of the team, but what you need to mention is what you are responsible for, which is generally 4 to 5 main responsibilities. So just stick with that, and it is very important to the point what I'm about to mention next, which is the fourth point. The fourth point is spend more time in explaining your key achievement, right? And the key achievement should be SMART, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time specific. For example, if you have improved the on-time delivery for the business, then you should mention that I'm working as a demand planner or as a supply chain manager. I have improved the forecast accuracy, which has actually resulted into the better availability of the product, which has essentially improved the on-time delivery for the business, which has essentially improved revenue if possible, right? Then you mentioned the customer service KPI or on-time delivery KPI, which was like, 65, and then you improve it to 85. So as a supply chain hiring manager, what I'm more interested is what you've achieved, and these are discussion points. So when I see the numbers on the CV and somebody says, I've reduced inventory, great, I've got a discussion point. Now I can talk to you. So then I will ask you what you have done to reduce your inventory. What are the actions you have taken, right? What are the key driving forces behind it, right? So what results you have achieved, and how long you have done, and how long it has taken for you to achieve that. Then I'm discussing with you. That means I'm trying to really get a sense of your knowledge, which is not just on a piece of paper, right? So if she's going to write the roles and responsibility, it's not helping me. So spend more time in writing your key achievement of the job you are in, and you should do it for every job. The last one, which is also an important one, if you have too many job swaps. So some people, generally who are ambitious people, at the start of their career, they change jobs quickly. You go there, you start working for a company, you don't like it, you jump into a new job for few $100 or few 100,000 dirhams, etc. So if you have changed jobs for whatever reason, right, make sure you have a story to explain, right? So as a hiring manager, if I see there's not a consistent story, and somebody is coming in at the, doing the job, and they want to leave after 12 months or 6 months, it doesn't leave a good taste for a hiring manager, right? So what you want to do is, if I'm hiring somebody, I'm hiring for at least 2 to 3 years in the position I'm hiring for, and hopefully somebody I want to develop who would become an asset to an organization, right? Who could be my successor, for example. So when I hire somebody, I generally look into that if can that person become my successor. So in 12 years in my previous company I was working for, I have changed jobs 5 times, and each time company don't have to hire from outside, because I have got somebody who I have developed to become my successor, right? So with this theory, if you have changed job for whatever reason, make sure you explain it in the CV, and when the hiring manager asks the question, you have a story to tell, and the story doesn't stack up, then I think you've got a problem to deal with. Right, so with this 5 tips I've explained, hopefully you can apply those tips in your CV. Maybe you can have a crisp career objectives, less roles and responsibilities, mention the key achievement you have done with some numbers, some metrics you have improved, right? Also, if you have changed jobs, then you should be able to explain why you have changed it. So apply those 5 things I mentioned in your current CV, and hopefully you will see improvement. So if you like what I'm doing at 𝐦𝐨𝐬, if you like those videos, so if you want me to make more videos on whatever topics, please leave in the comment. And the last one, the usual, like, share and subscribe, because it helped me, it helped you, it helped a lot more people benefiting, and that's the aim of the 𝐦𝐨𝐬. So keep it simple, keep it real. Ciao. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments below.